Hey everyone, so today we are going to be talking about the CHFG Raphael gloves, so they're budget clamshell gloves, and I think they might just be the best budget clamshell gloves on the market. Alrighty, so formalities. CHFG does not know that I'm making this first impressions video. They did not pay me to do this. I paid for these gloves with my own money. They're my gloves. And I can't comment about durability because I've had them for a week, but so far they've been fine. And I also do Asian historic fencing only, so I don't separate my fingers. If you need to separate your fingers, clamshells are not the ones to go to because you can't. And I don't do thumb grip. But some of my club mates, they do thumb grip with longsword and things like that, and they've said it's fine, but I have no personal experience of it. So these are the CHFG, so they're the same people who make the Michaels and the Gabriel gloves, their budget clamshell, the Raphaels. And in terms of price, I paid 170 AUD. I bought them direct from them through Taobao, so their domestic market. And in terms of US dollars, that's probably about 115 US dollars. And then I paid about 40 bucks for shipping. So it came out to be about $210 AUD. And it came in just over a week, which is awesome. And I don't think there's any other price, I don't think there's any other clamshell glove in that price range that's this good. So overall build, then it's clearly based off the Spez Heavies. You can see that this whole section is basically the Spez Heavies. The cuff is the Spez Heavies. The thumb's not the Spez Heavies though. So the thumb is a CHFG thumb, and they've also got the thumb wing here for some extra protection when you close your hand. You can see that it covers out and makes sure that you don't get any nasty blows to this part of your hand, which is really nice. And I think the thumb is a much better thumb than the Spez Heavies thumb in terms of protection and mobility. So a few of the things that I like, very protective. Clamshell designs are always going to be more protective than 5-finger designs, and this is no exception, even though it's budget. I talked about the thumb. I really like the thumb. Mobility of the thumb, protection of the thumb's fantastic. I really like how they've got a synthetic inner liner that can't stretch, because one of the issues with the old Spez Heavies was that the inner liner would stretch and your fingertips would peek out past the plastic, and then you could get these really nasty finger fractures. Not going to happen with these ones. And they've also double mitigated it because the glove stops about 2 centimeters short of the plastic, and it's sewn in that way so that there's no way that it can stretch past. Another really nice thing about the fingertips is that the plastic here is domed. So there's a bit of space and it grounds over your fingertips. So there's some space between your fingertips and the plastic. So I took a pretty strong hit to the fingertips in these gloves on the sword handle, and it felt fantastic. It's probably the most comfortable fingertip hit I've had in any gloves, because they just ground so nicely, so everything went around my fingertips and straight into the sword handle. Now a couple of things that I think could be improved, or that I think, well, for the price it's okay, but they're not the nicest. So the cuff, I've never been a fan of this style of cuff, and I still am not. This cuff, I'd rather just have individual plates or an hourglass type cuff. It'd be far more protective and more mobile, but for the price that you pay, look, you can't complain. Now the pieces of plastic are smaller than the pieces of fabric that they're sewn into, so there is some extra mobility and they can move past each other nicely, but you trade off some protection. So I wouldn't want to take a cuff hit in this without some forearm protectors underneath to at least add some space between the cuff and my arm. The other thing is also this big plate on the back. So you've got one plate over the whole back of your hand, and if you take a really hard hit to there, then you can feel it through on the back of your hand. It doesn't hurt, it's not dangerous, but it just feels like a flick to the back of your hand. And my normal gloves are the HF Armory Black Knights, and you wouldn't feel a thing in them. These, you just feel a bit of a flick. It's a bit uncomfortable. Definitely not dangerous, but can be a bit annoying sometimes. Apart from that, protection is fantastic. The other thing is the bulk of the glove. So the gloves are a fair bit bulky on the back. So if you're against someone who snipes hands, they've got a bigger target to snipe. That's probably it for the things that I don't like about the glove. Now, in terms of mobility, so I've got my trusty dowel here. I can hold the sword in handshake grip, no problems. It's quite mobile. I can do all of my cuts without problem, and it's actually just really nice and really comfortable, and it feels fantastic. Alright, now my pet peeve with glove review videos is when people talk about how protective they are and don't show you. So I'm going to show you by whacking my hand, which is probably not a smart thing to do if you haven't tried it before. So this is not the way that I would initially test gloves, but I've tested them so I can show it to you. So we'll start with the thumb. And that's fine, I feel nothing in the thumb from that. Go to the fingertips. Again, feels fine, no problems at all. Back of the hand. That one, then you feel the stings on the back of the hand with those heavy hits. It's just like a flick. Doesn't hurt, not dangerous, but a little bit annoying. Now, I'm not going to test the cuff because I don't feel comfortable doing that, and I would like some forearm protectors underneath this if I'm going to do that. So, overall impressions of this as a budget clamshell glove, honestly probably the best bang for buck. It's going to be my go-to recommendation for my club. If you're strapped for cash, these will do you fine. If you want to get an entry-level glove because you're not sure what you like or what you don't like, fantastic glove to do. If you want club kit as well, these are really nice because they don't have, well, they've got two sizes. They've got standard size and extra large. I fit into a Black Knight small, and these fit me fine. I've got clubmates who fit into a Black Knight large. These fit them fine. I've got clubmates who fit an extra small Black Knight. They've said this is a little bit roomy, so that's probably the range. And then the extra large is obviously a little bit bigger than this. So it means that you can buy one set of gloves and fulfill quite a few people with it as a loaner glove. So this is a fantastic club loaner glove to have. I actually thought about whether I should stock it for my club, but then given how cheap it is and how quickly it came, I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd just recommend people to buy it off Taobao themselves directly from CHFG. And I'd also probably say the same about buying these from resellers. I think the time that you get it from CHFG and the price that you'd pay, it's probably just worthwhile waiting half a week more and getting it direct from Taobao. The only downside is you have to have a Taobao account and you have to be able to read Chinese or have someone who can do that for you. But apart from that, these are fantastic. So I'm going to keep using these for a few more weeks, and if there's any issues with durability, I'll try and keep you guys updated, but I don't think there will be. They look pretty solidly built and I've been having a great time with them. And in terms of protection, I think they're fantastic. You could use these for your whole HEMA career if you wanted, or if you wanted a little bit less bulk, something with a nicer cuff, that's when I would upgrade. So in short, I think these are probably the best bang for buck budget clamshells for historic fencing. Just hands down at the moment. I don't think there's anything in that price range in the market that compares to these. So with that, I'll see you next time.